Man, Marcus McGee, I'm a big fan, man. You know I'm a big fan of you. I'm a big fan. Obviously, it didn't go your way in Abu Dhabi. Man, what are your thoughts on the fight?
Honestly, I was blessed to get out there and do my thing, but I was not very pleased with my output. Wasn't very pleased with some of the things I did. I did some good stuff out there, but I feel like I still limited myself. And obviously, it's a big moment, a lot of travel, a lot of things going on, but no excuses on my side. Peter Yan was a better man that night, and we'll just keep on building these bricks. In the meanwhile, one foot in front of the next.
So, if there was anything you could do different, like I know hindsight is 2020. You said there was obviously you wanted more output, but like technically, like what would you have done differently, and like where in the round would you have done things differently? Like what situations?
Just utilize more energy. That's my biggest thing. I feel like I didn't use certain attacks. I didn't do certain things for conserving energy reasons. And for what? I got the energy. Like what I'm saying. So especially in the third round, I let him hold me up against that cage and let him stall out too. And I mean, kudos to him. Why would he give up the position? What I'm saying. I need to work out of the position. I need to work off the cage. But sitting there for 3 minutes was just a bad look. I didn't like it at all, especially when I had the energy to do something, hit a switch, start moving, start just work at least, and I don't feel like I worked. I feel like I waited. So that was just part of one of the moments I didn't like. But then, yeah, just, be a little bit more active, and don't be worried about different things. So be attacking more, be attacking the body, be up and down more, those leg kicks, side kicks, a lot of different other spinning stuff I have, like be all right with throwing that stuff. And I kind of only threw one or two of things here and there instead of kind of like being free like I like to be.
Is there anything that he did that surprised you?
Nothing, nothing. He is as great as I think he is, right? He hits as hard as I think he hits. He's as tough and willing to come forward as I thought he was. Like it's hard to not know who Peter is, right? Like especially when you're a guy like me that's been a fan for a long time, has watched him for a long time. So there wasn't anything that was over surprised. I feel like I guess I should say the only thing that surprised me is that he did take that 3 minutes, because he's no mercy Peter Yan. So I would have thought, he was like that was not fun for him either in that moment. But again, I understand he needs to solidify a win. That's what he needed to get the title shot. So, I know that's what he wanted to do, and so why not? If it's a third, and I got a puncher's chance, he's fighting a puncher's chance type of guy. If I'm gonna let him hold me up against the cage, he's gonna take it.
Now, tell me if I'm tripping or not, but it seemed to me like early in the fight, somewhere in that first round, you took a couple shots and then realized, oh, I'm here. I can do this. Was that the case, or am I tripping in assessing that?
No, that's right, and that's why I kind of feel like in the second I picked it up in moments, but not as much as I think I should have, because I felt that way. Like, man, even when we started, I kind of felt I was confident anyways. We're both human beings. I work hard, he works hard. But I was confident anyways. But after we started exchanging it in the middle of the first round, I was like, man, like this is right where I want to be, doing it with the people what I want to do it with. So I was really calm and composed in there, and was picking my shots and was finding success as well. I mean, I feel like I won that first round, but it doesn't matter. You need to win all three. In my book, you need to go after every single round. But yeah, I did feel that way in the first for sure.
What did you learn from fighting him?
I learned that and main thing is I just want to make sure that when I'm done with these fights that I know I left every single thing in there. And I think he's done a good job of doing that in so many fights. And I think I would do well to do that as well. It's only 15, 25 minutes that we get in here, and those moments tick by so fast. And I think more so than anything, we want to perform and take and do the best that we can inside of those moments. And sometimes that will nullify us utilizing and being free in there. So I would like to do that.
Yeah. So we spoke at the hotel day of the fight, and I said, man, if you win, I'm gonna get you on the show. Obviously, that didn't happen, but that's not how I operate, man. To me, like winning and losing is it's fleeting. It's how you perform, and you're such a class act, and I think you're one of the good guys in the sport that I definitely wanted to give you a chance to speak your piece, man. And looking back at the fight, had that win had happened for you, do you think that would have put you in a spot for a title position, or would you be barking up that
Man,
tree?
I don't feel like it. It's not even because it's not like I don't deserve, like I wouldn't deserve it if I did. if I kept performing like I did, and I maybe came out that second round like I came out that first round, or the third round I came out like the first round, uh, I would be in the conversation for sure. But I just don't see it. The way I feel about it, I know I'm new to the game. I know I haven't made as much of an impact as a lot of these different guys, and I feel like you can see that as far as like the journalists and the media and everything like that. I'm one of those guys that's kind of shelved up a little bit, because I'm not out there the same way. So I do feel like my fighting has to speak for itself. But I could imagine me being new blood and that causing conversation, right? Because in that top five, we really had the same guys for a long time, just cycling through that top five. There's not a whole lot of new blood that's been thrown in there, except for like Figueroa when he came up from 25. So I think that was one of the things that would have kind of got me in there. But opposite side of that, I always think that it's all about the performance. That my performances are what got me to even the opportunity to fight Peter, and it was I had to have a great performance to solidify my position as that title contender.
What has the reception been like for you in terms of like even when I know like with a win, Ariel's calling you, everybody's calling you, but even on loss, have you been getting some respect?
I wouldn't necessarily say disrespect or respect, but I do. A lot of people have shown a lot of love and have said good things too, and I've had the regular person hit me up too, like, oh, you messed up my parlay. And I'm just like, don't spend money you don't got, dog. Like I don't know what to tell you. But I've really got a lot of good messages back, and then people just praying, which I love. People just praying for me and talking about, how much they did pray for me or like different things like that and how I impacted them in their prayer life and things like that matter so much more than just, the wins and losses and the fleeting things. Cause those things are like, eternal. Those things are like in people's lives, they're day to day. So man, that stuff means so much to me. So I got a lot of that and that trumps a lot of the other media stuff. Cause honestly, even in a win, I still think that it would have been like lackluster, like unless you're one of those guys that are out there chasing clickbait or that are chasing these type of things, are chasing, and I'm not even hating on that. Guys do that, that's cool, but I don't fit that description. You know what I'm saying? Like I say what I mean what I say, and I try to be passionate about the things that I do. And if people jump on board, then they do, and if not, I gotta go home to my garden and to my children and to my wife anyways. So that's just my life.
So where does Marcus McGee go from here?
I get back to the grind and hopefully they give me a call here. I got to heal up this cut real quick. And then, yeah, I'd like to fight still, guys above me, any of the guys above me. I think Eamon's a hobby would be great. We were already matched up once. I'd like to fight Rob Font, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd love for any of those matchups. So we'll see what they want to do, but I would like to get back in there, like, November time, and preferably against a guy who's above me still. Because, even though it was opportunity going against Peter Yan, that's the only opportunity I got. I haven't got any other call for anybody else. And that's a big jump, yo. So it's like, at least still let me work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
I did. It was a favor too on my side. Like, what I'm saying? Most guys don't want that fight. Why did nobody else take the fight? Because they know that no mercy, Peter Yan. They didn't want that fight either. It's a big risk, And with big risk comes big rewards. But it's a big risk on my side too. So I would love to fight one of those guys. And again, in November would be good. If I'm ready for October, that'd be good too. So, and then just come out and show that I'm better than I was on July 26th. I know I got more in me. Peter's a great opponent. I'm not taking anything away from me, but I know I have better in me, and I look forward to digging deep and finding that next level.
So before I let you go, man, drop me that verse that you hit me with
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
lobby.
So God has a tendency to turn a nobody into a somebody in front of everybody without confronting anybody. And I believe that's what he's doing in my life. And I think that again, this is part of his plan and I trust it. I think he wanted to light something inside of me that he knew needed to be lit. And it's there. I got that fire anyways, but certain moments open up different things, different thought processes, different thought waves, and sometimes you need those things. So I'm looking forward to the next chapter.
Well, Marcus McGee, I'm a fan, as I stated, and you are a somebody. So never get that twisted. You're a somebody, and I know you still got a bright future ahead, and you still gonna make waves. Appreciate you joining the show today, man. We will catch
Thank you
up
so
soon.
much.
Enjoy the rest of your day, homie.
Appreciate you, Dean. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me on again, too. And then, yeah, keeping it real, too, because I wanted to jump on, but I was like, dang, I lost the fight. Now I don't even get to jump on with him. So I appreciate you bringing me on, man.